The hardest thing is to explain to people how great these times are, to explain to people how we have never seen, and I have never seen anything like this ever. And yet we are missing the point. We are looking at little interstitial moments about whether Pete Hegseth gets it or whether Matt Gaetz is doing a cameo or who cares? Let Hegseth do it. Let him not do it. Who cares? Do you care about Pete Hegseth? I don't care. If they let him in, great. Good for President Trump. That's what he wants. That's what he should get. But for the love of God, enough of this nonsense. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how to even tell you how happy I am. One of the things that we must do in order to be happy is to recognize that we cannot waste our time with things that don't matter. All right, dear friends, sit back, get ready to go. Make sure you are subscribed, and make sure you're also subscribed to the letter, to the newsletter and email. We had a bunch go out today, and for everything from Hydro-imperialism to the Fifth Amendment to you name it. And that there's going to be plenty of more where that came from. So sit back, get ready. We're also going to talk about a manhunt. There's a killer on the loose in New York City. And we'll go through the facts of the case, what I've been able to find out. But first, dear friends, this word from our sponsor. Have you ever wondered what happened to the legendary Chuck Norris? I recently saw a video he made, and I was shocked. He's in his 80s and still kicking proverbial butt and working out and staying active. And what's even more shocking is he's stronger, can work out longer, and even has plenty of energy left for his grandkids. Now, he did this by just making one change. He says he still feels like he's in his 50s, and his wife even started doing the one thing too, and she's never felt better. She says she feels 10 years younger. Her body looks leaner, and she has energy all day. Chuck made a special video that explains everything. And make sure you watch it by going to chuckdefense.com/Lionel or by clicking on the link below this video. It will change the way you think about your health. And once again, that's chuckdefense.com/Lionel. Click on the link in the description below to watch the video now. And you won't believe how simple it is. And just a reminder, the legendary Chuck Norris is a whopping 84 years old and yet has more energy than he ever has. He discovered he could create dramatic changes to his health simply focusing on 3 things that sabotage our body as we age. Watch his method by clicking the link in the description box below at chuckdefense.com/Lionel. Are you watching what has happened today? Did you hear about this CEO from United Healthcare who was gunned down? Are you following that one? Did you get that one? Did you follow that one? I was talking today to a friend of mine, NYPD cop, detective, been around for 40 years. And we were going through the case the way we go through it, the way we think. I said, isn't this funny? Isn't this funny? How we are now becoming conspiracy theorists. We are tinfoil hat folks. Did you notice that? But here's the thing, and I've told you a million times. I don't know if this is a conspiracy theory, because as far as I know, there's only one shooter. If the shooter is not working with anybody else, it ain't a conspiracy theory. But the word and the term has been used to, what am I trying to say? To connote, to deal with, to approximate, and to insinuate any ideas which might be far-fetched. Do you see what I'm saying? Good. Because if it's one person, it's not a conspiracy theory. Oh, my friends. You want to talk about this? Just 1 second. You know the story. This morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, about 7 o'clock, he's out there and he gets gunned down. Boom. Number one, complete random. They don't know each other. Nah, that doesn't matter. Doesn't make any sense. Why? Because he was waiting and he's all under CCTV. Every moment of the killer's movement, everything he has watched. Beware in New York City, every square inch is under some type of camera. And the folks who run the city don't want you necessarily to know that. Isn't that great? Yes. Now, the next one. Could it be someone who is somehow dissatisfied with, let's say, the way they were treated? The way they were treated by someone. What am I trying to say? Somebody who was mistreated by. What am I trying to say? Let's say they didn't get the treatment they deserved. They didn't get the treatment they. Let's say there was something that they were upset about. Let's say this is like that Denzel Washington case where this person said, I'm going to get the CEO. Nah, it doesn't make any sense. What? He's got to know he's going to New York and what he looks like and where he is. And he's got to know where he is. He's got to know where he is and when he's going to be there and what he looks like. Let me tell you something. When you're in New York and you're looking for somebody, there's all these people. It's difficult. You just don't show up and say, hey, I'm from Des Moines and I'm going to go get the CEO of United Healthcare. And I think he might be in New York. No, he was somebody who knew him. Now, either a wife connected, always check the wife. Somebody he knew, she knew, it was inside. And we can go all the way to some crazed, jealous lover, a spurned lover of. It's somebody inside, somebody who knows him. That's too much. Now, what about a hitman? A hitman. Remember, Bill Daley, disgruntled ex-employee. You have to know where he is. Forget the disgruntled. You have to know where he is on this day at this time. You say, could be an ex-employee. How does an ex-employee know he's going to be in New York in front of the Hilton at 7 o'clock in the morning? No, think. Think about this. Investor Day, common public knowledge. No. The way this guy looked, this young man, it looks like a younger person. No, this was somebody closer. This was not. No. I mean that somebody could be disgruntled, but to do this now, do we have hitmen anymore? Yeah, but this guy was really bad, and the reason why he was bad was he used his suppressor, and he jammed, and he didn't even know. If you're going to use any kind of a weapon like that, with any kind of an appliance, any type of suppressor, any type of additional piece, you fire 100 rounds of it just to make sure it works. You work out the kinks. You really know the guy wasn't a professional. So remember, you have to know where he was. Not that he was in New York, but you're going to follow him. You're going to go, and by the way, you're going to do it there. Why not go at his home base, wherever it was? Why not go there? You want to go in New York City in front of everybody? Now, that presupposes the guy's not an idiot. But you've got to think all these things. But the point is, look, they're letting you be a, quote, conspiracy theory, even though there's no indication he was acting with anybody else. Check that wife out. Check that wife out. What would she gain? Do they have problems with it? Who knows? It is and if it's true, anybody who hires a hitman, oh dear God, come on, it's ridiculous. A hitman today, it happens from time, but most of the time, the people who are the hitmen are cops. But that's not the story. The story is that look how they're allowing us to do it. Don't you understand this? It's okay. We're opining about everything. It's a new day. Come on, everybody, back into the pool, out of the pool. Everybody enjoy it. You want to opine? Opine. Go ahead. Do it. Do it. You want to talk soon about vaccines? You want to? I think we're getting there too. Oh my God, we're actually going to be talking about things that get us crushed. Which I think is very interesting when you look at the particular case of the Hillsborough County Sheriff, who Trump says, I didn't know anything about this. Does Trump check these things? Does it matter? Does it matter? You know, by the way, Pete Hegseth ain't going to make it, right? You do know that, right? You do know that, right? You know that. You know that. Does anybody care about Pete Hegseth? Do you have any kind of a connection to Pete Hegseth? Or is it because he's, Trump's guy and whatever? This guy was apparently a drunk and jumped on the stage when there was all this other kind of stuff. Dear God. I don't care. The the Secretary of Defense. Well, maybe he acted like this then. Maybe it was a long time ago. His mother said, I didn't know. Maybe she said, maybe she was drinking. What the hell's going on with these? Who are these people? J.D. Vance. Where is J.D. Vance? Bottom line is, who cares? Who cares? We're in. Nobody cared about Pete giggity, 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 booty giggity, giggity. Nobody cared about him. Breastfeeding, and nobody cared about that. Guy never showed up or anything, didn't care about East Palestine, didn't care about any Palestine. I don't care. I don't care if it's Pete. Whatever he wants, let him in. Nobody cared about Austin. Nobody cared about Milley or these people wanting to basically gay up the entire military, cross-dressing, LGBT, all that bullshit. Nobody cared about that. I don't care about Pete Hegseth. So what? You didn't care about that. Well, that Lloyd Austin's got a lot of experience. He was going to turn the military into a drag show. You want that? Is that what you want? Is that your thing? Not me. No. Ladies and gentlemen, Evan Webb weighs in, and Evan says, this one is not shocking. I need more info to even speculate. I know silence is legal in Texas, but what other states or homemade? This one is not shocking. What are we talking about in particular? Just want to make sure what's not shocking. Just want to make sure. Just want to make sure. Just not sure. Not. I'm looking more of these things. Targeted. Everybody's targeted. He was targeted. This man was targeted. What specifically are we talking about there? Here we go. This Gloria says, I heard Biden's going to pardon Fauci. Shifty Schiff, Cheney, anybody involved in Trump's prosecution, all the Bidens, Chuck E. Cheese, Schumer, Pelosi, anybody? Hey, listen. Don't be surprised if he also pardons Trump. Does it matter to you? Does it matter? Brad Rung says, actor Jeff Bridges, 75, actor Gemma Jones, 82, actor producer Max Baer Jr., 87. Really? I mean, Jethro, game show host Wink Martindale, 91. Happy birthday. Wow. Is Max Baer still alive? Max Baer? Jethro is let me see, Max Bear Jr. is he is that's right, he is 87. Lord have mercy. I did not. Jethro Bodine. Remember that double aught 7? He's a double aught. He's a double aught one. My friends, do you care about the pardons? Do you care about this? Who cares about the pardons? Anybody? Say it. Come on. Come on. Say it. Do you care about the pardons? Do you care about the pardons? Say it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Tell me if you care. Who cares? Do you care? Are you going to lose sleep about this? Are you going to be upset? Are you? Are you going to be? You do? Irv says, I care. I care. Irv cares. Irv, what do you care about, Irv? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Not sleep? You going to drink yourself silly? What are you going to do, Irv? I got news for you. Nobody gives a goddamn what you think, Irv. Nobody cares. So don't worry about it. We won. Pardon them. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Trump's going to pardon a whole bunch of people, too. Trump pardoned Kushner. He's going to pardon. That's what they do. Who was it? Clinton pardoned Mark Rich. Mark Rich was a fugitive. A fugitive. I hope the January Sixers are pardoned. But listen, don't get upset about this. What do you care? Where's Guatemala? Where's Guatemala? Now, here we go. Look at this. Gloria Hanley says, after what we've been through in the last 10 years, you bet I care. Well, Gloria, I got news for you. You care, but nobody's asking you anything, Gloria. Nobody gives a goddamn what you think, or me, or anybody here for that matter. So you want to care? I'll give you 5 minutes to care. After that, we're done caring. Time to move on. We're not going to get upset. We don't give a shit about this. We don't care about this. Go ahead, pardon them, not pardon. It doesn't matter. We're done. The Democratic Party is over. It's done. It's finished. They're consuming their own. We are sitting back and we won. We won. It's like arguing about Nuremberg, who got life versus the gallows. Okay, it's important, but we won. We won. We did. Now, let me tell you something. Look at Liz Solak. Lizzie's got it right. Are some of these people, by the way, one of the biggest douchebags of them all is this Seb Gorka, Dr. Gorka. But you know what? If that's what the president wants, have at it, my friend. You have earned him. If that makes you happy, fine. But what a douchebag this guy is. Absolutely. He wanted to have General Jack Keane, Marco Rubio, Elise Stefanik. Come on! What utter crapola this is. Canada is winning too. Well, Canada, do you see what's happening in France? And God bless Tucker Carlson, ladies and gentlemen. Tucker Carlson, who interviewed Lavrov. This is some of the best stuff ever. This is the greatest stuff ever. This is incredible. I think it's wonderful. I'm not going to worry about this. They said, I heard something about Monica Crowley. I don't care. Whatever. Look, I want Miss President to be happy. Don't you? You pick anybody you want. Please check them out. Our version of stuff. Look, he doesn't have my worldview now. I understand it. Doesn't have yours as well. Anybody watching Judge Napolitano lately? Have you noticed him? He's good. And I've been wondering, he's wearing like a suit and a shirt. It's like he's working at a law firm or something. What the hell's going on there? A couple of days, it looked like he was at a law firm. Anybody know about that? Just curious? Idle curiosity? Doesn't matter to me one way or another. I'm just saying. I don't know about this. I'm so happy is important. It's incredible. I'm so happy. Everywhere I go. ABC is collapsing. The MSDNC, she's on her way out. We have destroyed these people. and they're trying their best. That speaking of that douche, Whoopi and Charlemagne the God, who gives a rat's ass? Argue all you want. What do I care about it? What do we care? Go ahead, argue. It's over. You've lost. And where's Gay Mala? Nowhere. Nowhere. No. You know what I heard today? I was on with my friend Mark Simone today. Mark was saying that Gay Mala, those weren't even her clothes. That they like got her clothes, like Naomi Klein or Naomi what she tried to jumpstart Al Gore's look. Remember that? Now, are you signed up for the newsletter? Oh my God! Today we had some buttes. Did you see the stories? I'm sending one out. One of my passions, ladies and gentlemen, is the subject of water. I know it doesn't sound like much. I know. I know. I know. I know. It's the most important and critical subject, bar none. It's called hydro-imperialism. And is anybody looking for that? I don't know. I really don't know. It's one of those things that I'm having a hard time kind of making my way through. But I find it fascinating, and I will explain a few things to you, which is the most important. First, make sure again that you sign up for the newsletter. Very, very important. Very, very critical. Very, very, very critical. This is called Water Wars, Hydro-imperialism, and why they really offed Saddam Hussein. Oh my God. Did you see that? Also, we have SCOTUS puts a spotlight on protecting America's young people, America's young children and the like. Oh yeah, that's a damn good one. A damn good one. Then I sent one. I did one today on MK Ultra. I can't believe the number of people who don't know anything about MK Ultra. I they think it's some kind of a joke. It's like, no, it's real. It was declassified. Did one on Daniel Penny's trial. Did one on the 5th for Hunter. And can the president pardon himself? I'm telling you, my friends, I mean, we are just. So make sure you are signed up for that, which is critical because I just love this stuff. And there's so many, and people, it's like I'm reminding people they don't know anything about DARPA, InQtel, nothing. When we talk about paperclip or whatever, nothing. They know nothing. Now we're going to do everything we can to teach them because it's a new day. And the best news is you've got Elon in there, you got Joe Rogan, you've got of course Tucker, and you got a lot of people asking questions. Bobby Kennedy Jr. that we never talked about before. We are, by the way, Alex Jones, bigger, badder, better than ever. Do you see what's happening? See what's happening? So listen, they can pardon Fauci, whatever, that's okay. What do you think would happen if they said, hey, we just found out this monkey pie. Remember that douchebag with the tie, with the bow tie? What is his name? He was a feller who was on with, I believe, he was on with, our good friend, Joe Rogan offered him like $100,000 either to debate, whatever, and he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. He's one of these people who just hangs on. What do you think if they say, "Hey, there's a monkeypox strain. There's a variant. There's an Omicron Delta Upsilon variant. Hey, it's back. All right, folks, get your masks out. Sign up. We're going to do round 2." What do you think would happen? 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 What do you think? Do you think people would say, okay, we'll go ahead and go back, and where do we go to sign up for this? Okay. All right. Anybody? We'll go ahead. We'll do that. Anybody? We'll just show up. Anybody think that'll happen? Anybody? Are you going to do that? You think people are going to oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Somebody says, can't pardon pre-crimes before indictment and convictions happen. Sure you can. Sure you can. That's what they did do. It's a plenary. Do you not read the news? I let people just say that, of course you can. That's what they did to Brian. They gave Hunter a pass for any federal crime from like Burisma on up until December 2nd. Did you miss this? Did you miss this? How did you not miss this? How did you not understand this? I love when people just make stuff up. They just say stuff. It's the damnedest thing I've ever seen. Somebody said, well, isn't it funny how the moon doesn't spin? It's like, it rotates. It has a 27-degree axis. What are you talking about? Well, I just don't see it rotate. How would you see it rotate? Who sees? This was a grown person said this. Said, I don't see the moon rotate. Oh, dear God. Dear God. It's the most... You amuse me because I love you. I love you all because sometimes you're demented. Absolutely demented. It's wonderful, though. Truly, it's wonderful. I get the biggest kick. Now, you do know that they're ready for something. What's the first thing they're going to pull? What do you think they're going to pull? What are the Democrats going to do? Come on, what are they going to do? You think they're going to be sitting back talking about The View? What are they going to do? How are they going to do it? Come on. What are they going to do to our DJT? Tell me. What are they going to do? What are you ready for? What are you ready for? Come on. What's going to happen? Come on. Come on. Think. Think. What are they going to do? They're not going to sit back and let this happen. They're not going to let him. What? They're going out of their minds right now. They're doing everything in their power. And Trump's trying to say to Putin and Xi Jinping, everybody, don't look at us now. They want to go at war with Syria? Come on. What would you do? What would you do? Now, thinking about this, let's assume, because everybody's still going crazy about, he pardoned Hunter. Oh, these people. It's like, is there anybody here who really, honest to God, thought he wouldn't pardon his own son? Please. What do you think they're going to do? What do you think they're going to do? Come on, what would you do? First thing, simple. The dock strike. This is easy. Let's really make it hard. Democrats own the Labor Party, labor unions. Democrats own this one. They tell this guy, here's the deal. Now's the time. Pick up where you left off. Claim AI, some type of robotics, whatever you want to do, but we want you to do your thing, and we want you to do it now, and we want you to raise all kinds of holy hell, and we want you to do this now because you suspended it before. We want there to be shutdowns. Shutdown in LA or California, which of course has a Democratic governor, which is good. Florida might be tough. They have ports, but you got Ron DeSantis, who at least could theoretically mobilize the National Guard. Here in New York, Kathy Hochul, she's coming around. I'm not so sure. But that's the first thing. The slightest hiccup, and people will lose their mind. Little ransomware. Remember that one weekend? Anybody remember the weekend when all the gas stations were shut down because of ransomware? What does ransomware have to do with anything? You're not going anywhere with this. It's like, welcome to the nightmare. Welcome to the jungle, President Trump. You know a little bit about this. Here we go. What are you going to do about it? We're going to hit you with one thing after another. One thing after another. Come on. That's one thing I would do. And as I told you before, and I'm saying it, and I'm going to tell you and say it again. When I talk about preparewithlionel.com, which is the time I'm doing right now, friends, if ever there was a chance, if you don't see what's happening, if you think, well, the Democrats won't be able to do anything now because they're out of power. Oh, no, 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 no. Preparewithlionel.com. There's also something. There's something acting up. Have you noticed all of the references to UFOs and drones and things that they can't explain? We have the winter coming. Oh, it's going to be a harsh, cold, terrible winter. And if you're in the Northeast, you know a lot of these cities, like a lot of them in Jersey, they have old power lines. Everything should be underground by now, but they're not. So when the snow falls, and the lines get heavy and the trees get heavy and they fall. You get power outages. Oh, and stores close and people go crazy. It takes the slightest hiccup. Look, preparewithlionel.com. I am telling you, and they're still running this Black Friday sale. So don't ask me why, but they're doing it. While we're at it, it is exactly 21 days until Christmas. 21 days. That's why it's important and critical for you to go to mypillow.com, promo code Lionel, and get gifts for your friends, but use promo code Lionel. Now, I don't want to also scare you, but one of the things I would do in addition to all this stuff is I'd have a nice little false flag. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know that one's coming. That's the easiest one of them all. You see, my friends, there's all these boogeymen out there. Hezbollah, Houthis, Iran, Hamas. Just go down. Al-Aqsa Brigade, Palestinian Authority, the Fatah. Just go down the list. ISIS, ISIL, Khorasan, remember Khorasan? Boko Haram, Daesh. Shall I go on? Remember those? Oh, yeah. They're still there. And what I would do is I would have some little catastrophic bang moment. I would attribute it to those people. Evan says UFO space pox. Name the movie I am thinking of. Spaceballs? I have no idea. No idea. But thank you for this. Now, friends, you do know that at some point, there is going to be what you consider to be contact that everybody is satisfied with. Not a TikTok, not some imaginary weird flying thing. No. There's going to be some form of contact that people are able to speak of and recognize and understand. And the question is, what do you think is going to happen? You know, they've always said that people are going to run out into the street. They're going to go crazy. They're not going to run out into the street. You know when they're going to run out into the street? When they start deporting people. That's when BLM and Antifa come back again. Oh, yeah. They're already saying, I'm going to fight. You are not going to take those people. I'm going to stand in front of these trailers and vessels and trains and whatever. You are not going to do this. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what they're saying. And that's their thought because they want this. Do you think Trump's in the clear? You think they're going to sit back and say, well, he won fair and square? Oh, there's going to be riots. And we love riots. Oh my God, and then they'll blame him and they'll talk about the Nazis. And it's just, you don't need a lot of riots. You don't need a lot, but it's going to happen. Now, in the event that Daniel Penny is convicted, are white folks going to riot? No. You know that the young Marine here, they're deliberating his case. Do you think they're going to do that? No. Why don't white people riot? Can somebody explain this to me? Can somebody explain this to me? Why don't white people riot? I don't think they should. I don't think anybody should riot. I'm against rioting. I'm against any kind of violence. It's not the way you show. But just answer my question. Why is that? You understand this? This is very interesting. I like when people write in capital letters. I like this. Jewel Love writes, what President Trump's saying, it does not mean that what President Trump saying, it does not mean that is what he planned, because he don't share the real he wants to do. So bad people will not be aware for sure. What in his mind is what he will apply? Could not have said it better myself. Not sure what that is, but there was something there. There was a kernel of truth there. A colonel or a lieutenant. I'm not sure. It was very interesting. Very, very interesting. I would certainly have you on my team doing press releases to really just saying. Writing things are far more difficult than you would realize to be able to convey. And listen, the fact that you're involved in this thing is so terrific and so wonderful. I cannot even begin to explain. Now, the news is we're still pretending. I've never heard of more people explaining more stuff. Maybe you have. I've never seen more discussions of nominees and appointed ever. And look at this. They're still trying to figure out the truth about the Hunter Biden pardon. A proxy deal for the whole family. Are you hearing this? Oh my God. Joe appears to fall asleep at the summit in Angola. Oh my gosh. Isn't this fascinating? They're eating this up. They can't get enough of this. Because Joe Biden's blanket pardon of his son was really a proxy pardon, people are suggesting, for the whole Biden family that, in essence, shuts down and hamstrings ongoing investigations into Biden family influence peddling and the like. Is this something? It is believed that the schemes implicated not just Hunter, but Joe himself, his brothers Frank and James, and other members of the Biden family. And the pardon, which is historically unprecedented, is a stunning acknowledgement of how corrupt his family is. Think anybody cares about this? Every president has used, and sometimes it has been said, abused the pardon power in the past, which is in the Constitution. And in recent times, it has been suggested that presidents have pardoned former political associates and wealthy supporters. You know this. Remember Cap Weinberger? He was pardoned. Everybody, but right before they were going to indict him. But the only full and complete pardon ever issued, ever, was Gerald Ford to President Richard Nixon. And joining now in that club is Hunter Biden, who was pardoned, this is important, for any crimes he may have committed between January 1st of 2014 and December 1st of 2024. It's just incredible. It's incredible. The scope, not only, this is incredible. This is for a family member, but it made, in essence, Hunter immune from anything he might have done for 10 years. I like the term they use. They called it a proxy pardon. It will extend to Joe Biden and other members, because if you pardon Hunter, then what happens is the ongoing investigations into influence peddling have been somehow collapsed. I don't know if I would agree with that. You've got to do everybody. But my friends, we've all come to the realization that nothing can be done. Now, what the president can do is, I wish he would tell somebody, the DOJ, whoever can bring anybody down, whoever can indict Hillary, I'll give you $1 million. Now, you can't do that. But if this were the other way around, they would have you would have teams of people all night long, every day, thinking of ways to get Trump. But we'll see. We'll see that. We will see what happens. And my friends, I want you and everybody else to understand that we are not going to lose sight of this. Do not let this get in the way of our joy and your joy. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do not let this get in the way of our joy. This is the thing which I don't want anybody to miss, and I don't want you to miss. Remember something. Do you remember how this man won? Remember how happy we were? Remember how happy we were? That's what I want you to be. I want you to be happy. I want you to say, don't worry about it. Wait till you see what we have in store. It's not going to be perfect. Like I told you, Seb Gorka, come on. But listen, if that's what he wants, what are you going to do? Just sit back. Let the man go crazy. Let him enjoy his time. Let him enjoy his time. And I'm telling you, do not be surprised if President Biden pardons Trump. I know that may sound nuts to you. I know you might say that is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. It's not crazy at all. It's not crazy at all. I want you to grasp what is happening, dear friends. Grasp what is happening. There isn't a day that goes by where I don't say to myself, I'm so happy for this. By the way, I have friends of mine who are planning on going to the inauguration. Many of them are asking, do you have any interest in going? Would you like to get perhaps maybe use some, I don't know, not connections, but, and I'm telling you, absolutely not. You couldn't get me there. Period. I want to watch it on TV. I don't ever want to go there. Don't think, I know this sounds crazy. I know this sounds crazy. And I don't want to be a naysayer. But don't think that that's going to be the safest place to be. Do you know what would happen if something not catastrophic, but remember, I'm always thinking like a terrorist. What would be to ruin it, some event, nothing, whatever, but just to say, see, because there's never been a problem at any inauguration in the history of this country, as far as I know. There's never been anything. I want you to get paranoid. I want you to think what these people think like. I want you to think like the bad guys. I want you to sit back and I want you to pay close attention to what's happening. I want you to listen. I want you to get ready. I want you never to presume anything. I want you to pay close and careful attention as to what's happening. You do understand this is war, right? You do understand this is war. And we have to do a couple of things. Number one, we have to stick together. Republicans are terrible. Number two, we can't worry about this nonsense about Pete Hegseth this and this one did that. And did his mother email? Who cares? We don't care about that. We are one. We are united. Who is the enemy? It's not Pete Hegseth. It's not Pete. It's this conglomerate called the shadow government and the deep state and the media representatives. We are going to drive them crazy. Do I have your commitment, ladies and gentlemen? Do I have your commitment? Will you join me? Will we celebrate Elon and Tucker and Joe Rogan? Will we spread the holy word of truth? We will teach people. I want people to know everything. We have a brand new group of people that are, I love to tell them. I mentioned something about water. And I mentioned to you the Nubian sandstone aquifer. One of my favorite topics has been this thing that specifically deals with the notion of water as a casus belli, a cause of war. You cannot ever replenish water. Believe me. What do you think that when the Golan Heights, why it was so important? Because of water. What do you think was so important about Iraq, the Tigris and the Euphrates, the Fertile Crescent? What did Iran want theoretically? Water. Gaddafi wanted to make Libya arable. The Nubian sandstone aquifer. Read today's newsletter. Read it. It's this incredible story about how NATO destroyed this. In order to be a citizen of the world, my friend, you're going to have to do a lot of studying. And you can't sit back and let Ainsley and Ducey and Douchey and all these other people sit back and decide, well, we're going to let you know what's going on. You're not going to let Sean Hannity decide what he and Newt Gingrich think is important. No, 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 no. Listen to me. I want to recruit you. We are a new group of people. You want to call us Republicans? Okay. Whatever makes you happy. We're not Democrats. I want you to understand that the notion of the political party means nothing to us. It means nothing. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's a brand new everything. I have never been this excited. This reminds me of what I felt like right before 9/11, when it was so interesting. When it was the Wild West. That was wonderful. The internet was great. Alex was great. It was fun. We could just we enjoyed ourselves. It was oh my God, it was like the roaring 20s. And then that's coming back. I hope you don't think I'm just saying this to be cute. I hope you don't think I'm saying this just because like, whoa, that's pretty evocative. No, 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 no. I mean it. You are not going to believe, you're not going to recognize this 4 years. In 29, right? Is that it? Does that make sense? This is when our term is up and he turns the keys over to whomever, I don't know who it's going to be. You're not going to believe this. Washington is going to look like a ghost town. You're going to see divisions. You're going to see agencies stripped bare. You're going to see people moved out. Remember what Harry Brown said, the great Harry Brown, libertarian candidate. Washington will be a ghost town. Do I have your commitment to join me in this? Do I have your commitment? Don't be sidetracked with a bunch of stuff that doesn't matter. Don't be sidetracked with stuff that doesn't matter. Because I got to tell you something. We've got a lot of things. And I want you to understand something. There are always going to be problems, always going to be thoughts of China and Russia. China can be dealt with. China is, of course, not the enemy. They're our peer competitor. It's a different story. We can't think enemies anymore. It doesn't work like that. They're a peer competitor. Listen to Mearsheimer. And if there was a God in my cabinet, I would have Mearsheimer. I would have Jeffrey Sachs. I would have Scott Ritter. I would have people who know about, I would have Napolitano. And if he can't be Supreme Court, I'll make him Circuit Court of Appeal. I'll make him an appellate judge. I want to get that attitude in there again. I would pick somebody for Gerald Celente. And believe it or not, I would make sure it would be a non-Senate. I would have Alex Jones maintain some type of position just to drive them nuts. prefect of patriotism, something that might be some archetypically vague, but nonetheless critical. I would have people, fine, go ahead and go ahead, pardon Fauci. Alex Jones is going to be in the White House. How do you like that? Why? Because I can do it. Because I'm the president. And if you had booty giggity giggity who's breastfeeding, imaginary, whatever, I can have Alex Jones. And if you don't like it, the hell with it. You understand what I'm saying? Remember, my friends, we're going to be tough. We're in charge now. And if we don't use this ability right now to act accordingly, then we're wasting our time. And here's an important message. Listen to this. New reports reveal that the average person has $8,674 in credit card debt. Plus, the total average consumer debt is a shocking $104,215 between mortgages, auto loans, student loans, credit cards, and unsecured loans. Unfortunately, without outside assistance, many will continue digging themselves deeper and deeper into the hole of debt. I've advised and counseled friends and clients for years who want to take back control of individual debt about this secret weapon that has helped so many consolidate everything owed into one affordable monthly payment. They even helped negotiate a settlement agreement that will allow you to pay less than the total balance. Listen, they settled over $275 million in debt, and they've helped people become debt-free in an average of 28 months. I've had such an incredible experience referring clients and friends that I wanted to partner with them here and introduce their services to you, my loyal Lionel Nation family. If you want a helping hand to get out of debt, I absolutely, positively, and strenuously recommend booking a free consultation now by going to nodebtwithlionel.com. Look at the address. Once again, that's nodebtwithlionel.com. Use the link I've provided under the title. Listen to me. You can take control and learn how to get out of debt now. My friends, I'm so happy. I am so happy. I want you to be happy too. Please be happy. Please be happy. Understand and recognize one of the most important things right now, how we're doing. You have been so long. Think of what we've been through. Laughed at. Just kept down. Just crushed. Oh. Think about what your lowest point has been. So I'm saying we're going to do great. I am thrilled that this president's in charge. And like I said, we'll see what happens. But the good news is Elon, Tucker Carlson, and Joe Rogan. And I've also got to tell you something, that these poor talk radio stations, with the exception of Mark Simone, by the way, but others doing this news, sports, and weather, ABC, it's going to silently, quickly go away. It's all going to go away. Just wait. So, my friends, I want to thank you. I want to thank our good friends tonight who were so kind with your generosity and philanthropy. Evan Webb, Therese Pollard, Brad Rung, ladies and gentlemen. Evan Webb, thank you. Your support means a lot. Your kindness means a lot. Your faith and your fidelity and your trust. All of this. I mean it. I'm feeling terrific. Evan says the Andromeda Strain was the movie. What a movie it was, my friend. What a movie it was. The Andromeda Strain also is when you eat a lot of cheese and you become constipated. It's called the Andromeda Strain. All right, dear friends. Listen, you have a wonderful and a great night. Please don't ever change. I mean that sincerely. Don't lose your faith. We'll see you tomorrow. Remember, sign up for the newsletter. I'm going to have another one coming out early. Got a bunch of them coming up. Just there's so many great topics. So in the meantime, dear friends, have a great and a glorious day. Don't forget to follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. And until then, my friends, remember, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Dad.